I don't know if there's any, like, anything else she wants, but otherwise, talking wise, I eat meat, I eat vegetables.
Okay,
I don't really like olives, but I can pick them off, if people want.
John, do you have a preference for pizza toppings?
I like the Supreme.
You like the Supreme, okay, we can do that,
Yeah.
we can do
I'm,
that.
I'm not gonna have pizza, so I'm all set.
Um,
Mary should be here.
I was
It's
just-
food and she's coming.
yeah. I am going to make a pizza order then.
She had a go in.
Thank you, sir.
4 pizzas should be fine, or 3, 2, what's the pleasure? I'll get what?
I'll probably only have beefs, but I don't know.
I'm not having any, so.
Oh,
2 larges should be.
2 larges should be fine, okay.
Yeah, here's Mary too, so we can find out.
Yep.
Katie, you want salad? What? You want salad? Nope. All good. Thank you.
Mary, hi, do you want salad for ordering pizza for breakfast?
Is there anything else besides salad?
Nope, I mean, yes, maybe.
They have sandwiches, right?
Oh, they have full sandwich.
Yeah.
Or
Number 2.
do they have vegan cheese? I don't know, it's not.
Oh, I think they do have vegan pizza, so.
Yeah.
I can pizza for pizzas. I don't have a.
You can get wings, Mary. Oh, yeah, there's
I'll
wings.
have some wings. Okay. I'll have some wings.
Get wings and some fries.
Yeah.
That's you, come. She's our facilitator.
Oh, well, that's nice.
You say that now.
Well, I didn't bring any tomatoes to throw at you, so I guess it'll have to be okay.
Appreciate that, Mary.
Huh?
I appreciate that.
So,
Okay, so I owe you an apology. I'm wrong. You wanna know about what? You know already what it is?
No, I don't, but let me turn the recorder on. Can you repeat that again?
I'm wrong. I am wrong, and the answer is yes, he did charge you $15.
order of wings.
And when I expressed extreme surprise, he said it took him more than an hour to make each one.
Well, I have it sitting right on my desk.
Anyway, he said, he could do a better job now, but he'd rather make spoons because he makes more money.
Oh, really?
So there's
How
that.
much are they?
I don't know, 30. Holy, I don't know, it's a lot. He uses fancy wood and I don't know. Anyway, don't buy a spoon.
Yes,
Oh,
and,
Oh, yeah, you did tell me.
okay,
about
and
that.
there were
Oh, I might place it.
For a spoon?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you can ask him.
Alright, fine.
I don't know, or if you had.
This is mother is agent.
No, his mother, yes, his mother is his agent. I'm his agent. Give me a 10%. Come on, I'm his agent now.
No, I'm sorry. If I give money to him, that's between you and him.
Chair, it is 4:30.
Call this select board retreat to order, all present and accounted for. So did everyone have an opportunity to get the list? Yes, it looks like, yep, very good. So that was the last one we did 2 years ago, I believe, yes. I couldn't believe that was in November we did that. So this year we're doing it a little earlier in the year. So, Katie, what we did 2 years ago was, obviously the list of goals we had, annual goals that we want to have on a regular basis, short-term goals, 16 months, medium goals, 2 to 3 years, long-term goals, 4 years plus. And,
So formal introduction of
Yeah.
Katie,
Yeah.
Whitney. Katie Whitney has so graciously offered to be our facilitator for the evening to help us get get these goals in order and talk about the future and things. So, thank you, Katie, for coming and being with all of us.
Yeah, for sure. So for those of you who don't know me, I know Mary, give a bit of a quick intro, but Katie Whitney, lifelong resident of Northfield, have spent the last 15 years of my career. I work for the Agency of Human Services as Director of Workforce Organizational Development, which essentially means I help my organization build strategic priorities and goals and support our workforce internally on things like recruitment, retention, professional development opportunities. And what that means is I'm essentially a consultant for leadership to do facilitation, training, lots of opportunities to sit down and help folks build out their vision and how to get there. So as Mary said, I think I was more voluntold to be here, to be
Such a good, I didn't
100%
even get advance notice.
honest with you. And the way that Mary described it was that the purpose of kind of your retreats and how you've had them before is to kind of move beyond like a project list to help you identify some shared visions, strategic priorities, set community outcomes that will help us kind of guide your decision making for the next couple of years. And so I did have an opportunity to look at what you guys all did 2 years ago, and I love the direction. I think where some of my expertise might potentially support you is moving those from more of like a project, like task list to more of a, these are the outcomes that we want Northfield to look like. And these are the set of actions that will help us get towards these outcomes. So when I say that, I mean specifically things like we want a sidewalk all the way down to tops, rather than just calling that one action out. It's how do we make Northfield more walkable and accessible to all of our residents? So it's just about reframing. How do we then set measurable goals so that we can come back to them at a future time?
Then a measurable goal would be that we got a sidewalk down to Tops.
At X amount of time, yeah.
Okay,
One thing in the past, we've always just like, everyone just says what they want on the list.
Yep.
And we haven't worked towards like finding the areas where there's the most agreement. So
Yes.
hopefully that might be something we can.
We can work towards that today. And I can help you through some exercises to help us identify what do we feel like our top priorities as a group. Because we can all sit here and we can name out all of the things, short, long, midterm, like long-term goals. But the reality of the situation is everything can't be a priority because then nothing is a priority. But we can certainly have topics and areas and identify what we think are the big pressing issues for us to tackle. That sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you felt that we didn't have a consensus the last time we did
Yeah, I think
this?
we do a really good job of all hearing each other and sometimes we're all nodding. But this was like, this was just everything everybody said, written down.
Got it.
Everybody's idea. And some of them we all want and others maybe only one or two of us wants, but it wasn't, and then it's a lot too, because it's everything.
And then it's everything. And in looking at these, like, I can understand what some of these are, you know, being a citizen here, but I would say that a lot of these are statements and not necessarily like goals that we could have like as a Northfield strategic plan
why do
for
I
what we
want
want.
this?
You're gonna have this, because I'm gonna give you a paddle and I'm gonna ask you to behave with it, Mary.
Yeah,
And if you don't, I swat you with them.
These are also great. Well, I was mostly thinking, I usually use these in meetings, not just as like a place
Your
for
props
people to
here.
write, but yeah. I always bring props, Dave. It's, you know, a history of being a theater kid.
there you go.
So, usually when I meet with folks, one of the things I like to do is just get our brains going and get a little bit of engagement in, and I like to do this from like a strength-based approach. So if we're thinking about visions, I think it's an opportunity for us to kind of take a step back from what we normally do and think strategically about our future. So rather than beginning with like our full list here, I want you to think about a bigger question for Northfield. So let's imagine that it's June 2031. Okay. Northfield's become exactly the type of community that you have hoped it would be. In a couple words, or even a phrase, what does that look like to you? And so I gave you the drive markers. I'd love you to just take a minute. What's that vision of Northfield look like for you in 2031?
It's hard at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, and I wish I had brought the VCRD, because we did this with that community visit as a
Oh.
community. And we had some really good, we did that same question as a whole community.
It's online.
Yeah,
It's online, you can look it up.
I'm just gonna say, well, this, we have the technology.
getting too wordy. It's good, the paddle's only so large.
That's why I did the panel.
I'm always. I'm limiting. Criticism.
John and Harry a chance to finish their thoughts.
I don't know if you're waiting for a volunteer.
Oh, no, I was going to tell somebody.
Okay.
All right, it looks like everyone's got some thoughts down. Tim, would you like to share? It's a better place for people to come to. Love that. Who'd like to go next? A vibrant downtown, a strong school system, strong relations with Norwich, and one community. That's great. Mary.
You can't read that spaghetti. Compact and walkable all the way to the falls. Community that provides services to all the residents.
Vibrant downtown, sewers to the falls, 12 and 12A, fixed covered bridges, and a new pool building.
Okay. We think project.
You're very project oriented.
I was
You go.
me not to go there. Vibrant, walkable village, welcoming for all ages, bustling storefronts, good sidewalks, inviting public spaces, maintained infrastructure and roads, bridges.
My God, that's even longer than mine.
But it's succinct and it covers the majority.
It
of
did.
what-
It did it, and,
Pretty much
and I think
vibrant.
that Lydia, you had a great mix of project as well as moving towards the vision piece.
Yeah.
Mary, what do you have? Community focused growth development, improved public safety. Fantastic. And I think about it, because I'm very succinct. I think about Northfield being vibrant and being connected. Which I heard a lot of those themes even throughout yours, even the project-based ones. Like, we want our infrastructure to be maintained. We want it to be inclusive and accessible, and we want it to be vibrant. We want people to be welcomed here and connected. Connected can mean so many things. Thriving can mean so many different things. So I want us to look around for like clusters. Things that I heard here were public safety,
And this isn't gonna work well because I'm doing the like one biggest pet peeve I have in using a dry erase marker on a flip chart. Those are projectors.
Those are projector ones? Okay, I'm sorry.
Just bear with me as I work through my head. Erase structure.
He's got a brown marker.
Oh, that sounds works.
I don't know how charged it is.
Yes, okay.
Just wanted to make apple.
So I heard public safety, I heard infrastructure in your answers, I heard
Vibrant. Welcoming. If you were to think about that vision and to think more at a bigger picture rather than project based. So Mary, John, what does that mean for you? Like, these are projects, but in
I didn't
improving
do
these projects,
I didn't do projects.
no, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I did compact and walkable community
Yep, okay, so accessible.
that provides work services to all residents.
So
And the walkable was all the way to the fall. That was-
walkable all the way to the fall, so it's accessible, inclusive.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
But-
you. John, I think a lot of yours fell under infrastructure. Am I wrong? Or am I right on that?
No. Hmm,
Fiber
some,
downtown.
some things.
Some things.
The pool,
things are.
Vibrant, yeah, I got your vibrant downtown, vibrant, welcoming, and then the other ones.
were
Yeah,
infrastructure.
a little more infrastructure. What would you categorize yours as, Lydia, if you're not seeing Forest Holland or anything up here?
I think they're mostly up there. I erased mine now, so.
What did?
Too efficient. I think the all ages piece, I don't know if that, like, that might be part of vibrant and welcoming or accessible and inclusive, but.
It could fall under, but we can make it its own thing. I'm gonna steal from state of Vermont language and call it age strong because it gets at
Yeah,
from birth. Huh? And if folks haven't read the state plan on age strong, highly recommend that we do that for all of our communities. Shameless plug. Tim, anything else you want to add to any of these buckets up here?
No, not really. I think you're covered about everything.
Okay.
Growth.
Yeah. Might add, if folks are okay with it, economic development.
yeah, I was just trying to think, I had bustling
Oh, that's
downtown,
growth.
so. I
It's
don't know if
part-
it's growth or,
Yeah, growth. We
Yeah.
can put
Slash
growth
economic
slash
development.
economic development.
Mhm.
That's what I would consider it to be
Yeah.
growth, maybe.
And I know we've had this discussion before about growth. We are a bedroom community. And I think that's our identity right now. And unless we get more industry / housing, I think we will remain that. You know, we're not gonna be the shopping mecca of central Vermont.
No, I don't think so.
That's what I'm trying to
Berlin
say.
is working there, they're working very hard to corner that.
Right, so we gotta be realistic on what, you know, what the future's gonna be. We're not gonna be the shopping mecca, we're not gonna be the industrial manufacturing center.
No.
but we have a compact village in the historic New England style that's still very walkable, and that's really attractive to people. So are
Well-
like specialty shops and dining and things like that. Like,
And that study we just did
mhm.
really drives that point.
Yeah.
Um,
study you just did?
Yeah, because there've been a bunch.
The one that was just completed in the fall, and I haven't followed up with the gentleman.
The TOD one.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just got that, yeah.
I would say we got. the-
Yeah, well, I'm seeing here too, these are the buckets we identified as a community, as a whole
Yeah.
community during our BCRD visit. And we ended up with the task forces, which were housing and economic development, accessibility and walkability group, Northfield relations, and which one am I forgetting? There were four. Oh, one was a community center
Yeah.
group, but we also had a public safety group at that meeting too, so.
And I would say out of those groups, the strongest have been the walkable accessibility, the Norwich group. Um. I'm not sure about economic.
The other one's kind of lost
yeah.
their,
My wife says every once in a while to get an email, but nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Um,
but as a community, those were all part of
right,
like the shared.
Yeah.
Things we wanted to work on together.
And remind me, was there like an actionable plan that came out of that, or just task groups that have been working on like project pieces?
The way their visits go, you come out with like a list of items.
Yeah.
That people identified. They list resources and grant
Yeah.
monies that could be going after, and then these task forces formed, because it's citizen oriented
Yes.
rather than government.
Than
oriented.
government oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be the only other thing here. You were just all with, talking about your wins and things that you have been doing, so I do want to come back to that in just a second. But there was one more I would potentially ask if you would want to add, and that is around, government effectiveness.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the internal, like a lot of the things I came with are like. ways
Internal.
we do things.
Yes.
As the town government,
Yes,
so I don't know yeah, I would love to add that.
so that's why we're at it. Thank you.
that's good, that's very good. Yeah, Katie, because I think this board is more about. I like the vision type thing, which we are in coordination with what our community says, but this board makes things happen.
Yeah.
And for us to have tangible projects / goals that we can.
Yeah.
Implement, I feel is very important.
Yeah. And it sounds like you are all cultivating this vision of some of those tangible things and how they fit into this picture of what you want for the future of Northfield.
Mhm.
And so that's why I love the work that you all did 2 years ago in starting to identify how do we go through. So if we're okay with these, you are already naturally going there. So I'd love for you to revisit your list that you made 2 years ago. And just take 2 minutes. And star, underline, circle, however is best for you to keep track. Where would you put a win as far as where we made progress since 2 years ago? And progress can be small. Wins can be small or they
Yeah.
can be big. That one doesn't squeak. Sorry.
Do you want to do it for all, for all of these?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
we'll go ahead and just take the couple minutes to do them all, Dave, and then
Yep.
we'll go through short.
Refresh my memory, have we done the zoning,
I put
engage-
partially,
That's a.
because we had engaged, we got a grant.
Yeah.
We've engaged a consultant.
Yeah.
I don't think we've completed what we meant by that item, but.
Right.
What about things that are in progress?
I'm sort of putting them in.
Yeah,
I feel like they get partial wins.
Yeah.
They're in progress.
That is fair. It can be completed, substantially underway, still relevant. Made some progress on.
There is extra topics, so yes. Are they that? They're right there.
I did not print my own things, so.
There's the sidewalk to Tops Market, that's why I'm laughing, so, right there.
But we did have a big win for sidewalks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying there, we put a lot of stars there.
All the stars, highlight it. Call it out, whatever approach you're about.
Well.
Another 30 seconds there, Mary.
I'm done.
Okay.
Are you just waiting on me?
I was just
Okay,
checking in on
sorry.
you. You still looked like you were in it deep, so.
I was in deep.
All right. I want to start rather than with we'll do the annual goals last, if that's okay. What were your big wins for your short-term goals? Like big wins? So what did you put on there that was pretty substantially completed, finished, or is almost there? For your short-term goals.
Well, I'll speak up and I'll say, we didn't do the rehabilitation of the town common and fountain, but we did have community engagement. And we identified priorities. Now we just have to find the funding and finalize what the community has spoken to us about.
We didn't just find, we came up with a design. And the
Yeah.
design won a prize.
That's right.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of this stuff, we got designs and prizes and plans and everything, and we just don't have it.
And just what, Mary?
We don't have any money.
Well, yeah.
But you made substantial progress on that.
Yeah.
We went
had
as
a major
far as we
community
could go.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Without
well,
any
I
money.
think there could be more, I think there could be more conversation and more planning.
Yeah.
Without the money.
Yep.
Cause
Why would we wanna have more planning and conversation?
Well, like the
That was
engineering
worse
could be
than a
done.
breech birth.
well, my mother gave birth to me, Breach, when I was 12 pounds, 6 ounces,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, but I mean, I'm saying it was no picnic doing it. It was really, really hard.
Well,
And I'd like
Good
to be
things
done,
are.
I'd like to be done with it.
well, that's the easy answer.
Mary, is this the reason?
You might even get off the board if you want to be done with it.
The point
What
I'm,
did you say, Lynn?
If you want to be done with it, you gotta get off the board.
I think what I wanna say better than that is that if we open this up again to more talking, we'll get more input.
No, let me finish what I was saying. more talking amongst the board, making decisions.
Oh, okay.
What, how we're going to
Yeah.
finance and what we're going to
Oh,
prioritize.
I'm
from
happy
the
with
plan.
that. I'm happy with that. I thought you were talking about, oh,
Start
let's just-
over again
Yeah,
with
no.
community engagement.
No, you should see, I was just having,
No wonder you were having our
PTSD.
consultation.
yeah.
No, I think that the legwork has been done. Now we just gotta implement the work.
Yeah, thank you,
Bunch of things.
thank you.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh,
Did we
please,
have,
no.
did we have like a budget for it? Like,
No.
was there
Well,
cost
yes.
estimates?
There's
There's
cost
estimate.
estimates, but it's very broad.
Okay.
Very broad.
And you're gonna make my point for you around, like, this is why it's great to have this as a short, like, as a goal here. But I'd love to see the board take it one step further so that, like, you're identifying what success looks like for this. And so what I just heard from you is like, we made progress on it. We identified we need to have more money, and oh, we need to revisit this to actually make decisions and implement. So if you were to turn this into an actual goal that you could measure, that would build in the mechanisms for you to have this on your priority list to revisit within your meeting, so that it doesn't just. We've made progress, and when we do our goals in the next 2 years, we'll revisit, and then, oh, there should be.
We made a plan and we made a design, and now we need to figure out
The
the
next one.
implementation of that plan and that design.
And there are disagreements amongst the board on what the priorities and what we should and shouldn't do. So that's another thing we
No,
have to,
the implementation.
yeah.
Yeah, the implementation has not been planned out.
Mhm.
No,
Nor
So-
did we actually ever agree as a board that we accepted, like that we want to move forward with that concept. We never.
With the concept, correct, I would say
Yeah,
you're
we never-
correct.
We haven't done that yet.
So it's
Sorry,
up
we're on the
here.
wins.
It's up here as a win, as it made progress.
Yeah.
We still have more to do. I don't want us to get stuck in it now to try to solution for it, because I want us to get through some of our wins, identify other areas we need to potentially add, and then prioritize what do we think the priority is.
well, there was that work on the NU long-term pilot agreement.
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
done.
that's
It's
done.
not done.
But what pilot?
We do not have it signed. Correct?
No, I believe we do. We're gonna
It's
be
signed?
getting one very shortly.
Okay.
I'm-
It's not complete. It's close.
No, but it's very close, like within like a month, I would say.
Yeah,
That one's a win.
so that's definitely,
And
we,
Ms. Manager, if you had to put a number, 0 to 100%. What percent would you throw that at?
80.
Okay.
The covered bridge assessment is done.
Yeah.
Of the three, through the state, the 3 bridges.
I agree.
mhm.
Uh,
And we did a sidewalk inventory also.
yes.
And we completed a major sidewalk project on Vine Street.
Yes,
and
we did.
Stevens Street.
That,
Now, I don't know that we've reduced speed in the falls, but we sure as heck got signage. And we got flashy lights. And that slows them down long enough for somebody to walk across the street, which was better than what we had before.
that's true.
So I would call that a win also.
I wonder why that didn't make our project list, the crosswalk at the falls.
Yeah, I know. I
Well-
was thinking a lot of our wins aren't things that I see on here.
Yeah,
And that's okay. We can call those out within wins too, though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, did I hear you did the zoning categories too?
We got a grant to do zoning work, and we'd have to ask, I don't know if Ellery knows more about where that's at than I do. One of the things we wanted to work on was the zoning map and making sure that it was up to date with the zones. And I know,
So we're working on that. I have a meeting tomorrow morning with the Regional Planning Commission, and Tom.
is that the tier
Davis.
1 ones? Tier 1, tier 2 thing, the state level map?
Yes.
Yeah. That's, I would say the zoning work is very much in progress. And we also did the TOD project is another zoning project.
what?
The, Jeff Farrell,
Yes, that's the
That's-
one I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
and that one is, form-based code for the like downtown area.
And Northfield
to
Falls.
use.
Actually, you all have that in your mailbox. You just dropped off a finalized copy of that.
TOD.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Do we feel like it's helpful to put any percentages towards these just for quick looks, or is in progress fine?
well, the assessment for the covered bridges, I would say is 100% complete. As long as we're clear that it's the assessment and not,
And
not like the work.
Because it was going to be assessment / funding,
Yeah.
and that sort of disappeared.
Assessment complete, we're gonna add some exclamation points and maybe a little balloon to celebrate that.
But it's just the assessment.
The sidewalk inventory was also completed, but was on my list to review whether it's a workable product
Okay.
and whether we need to redo it. But
So let's leave it in
that
progress.
one in progress. The Pine Street sidewalk was completed, but also has some issues.
Yes, it's failing and we are working with, we're under the warranty to get it replaced.
Yeah. I'm only glad I only saw it because I was walking. You can't see it when you're driving.
I know.
Okay, what other wins? I heard that we have wins that aren't necessarily short-term goals that were wins that aren't captured necessarily on this, that you want to add to your wins we should probably celebrate.
Well, we have joint meetings we had a joint meeting with the school board. Do we have a schedule for joint meetings? No, but we can invite them.
I thought that was on that. We were skipping the annual ones for now, Mary. But maybe we're moving.
Well,
That's
what's up?
that's annual, yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna come back to annual.
I got them confused with long-term goals. So,
The pool work.
Yes, I would agree with that. I put half, pool and site work, ADA compliance. We did some paving. We did some reconfiguring of access into the area.
The only thing that was not done is that there's still not an fully accessible bathroom.
That is correct.
we have
And
a
we did
design.
Yes.
A design.
We do have
Yeah.
a design.
We have a
You can see
design
it.
and again, it was like floundering on whether we had any money.
But we did some short-term work to improve the situation there.
100%.
What
We
we
put
could
a bunch of
afford.
money into just working on a design.
Mhm.
So,
I think we invested at least 10,000 in upgrades and
Yeah.
another
Cross Brothers Dam is
15 to
being
20.
removed and that's a win.
in
Yeah.
design.
yep, it is.
That's fair.
Where's that one?
William, yeah, complete phase 1 of Riverwalk.
Brush Brother.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be done this year?
It is. We are going to announce the awarding of the bid at Tuesday's meeting.
They've been knocking that around for 20 years.
I know it. That's why I put it up there as a win, I think.
Okay,
Does that help with police department recruitment? Like, potentially we can say there's a win here.
Yes. They are starting July 14th. Both of them.
And on your page there with the representation for the Regional Planning Commission, the chair of the Town Planning Commission is on that board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so you see your short terms, I'd love to ask you, what were those midterm goals you want to celebrate?
The police one was on the midterm, actually.
Fall signage was on the midterm, medium term.
Medium.
Yeah. And that.
Say that again, Mary, I'm sorry.
Fall signage in the falls. It was a gargantuan category. Reduce speed in the falls, signage / other. And we got the signage and other taken care of. Whether that would reduce the speed. What do you think? No. And I see the signs are up for engine brakes. Does that make any difference? No.
no.
Makes you happy though, Oliver.
No, he's not happy yet. I think we could have, those things you throw out and they get flat
Only-
tires. That would work.
The only way to bring them down is to have more police officers.
Yeah, well, that's coming.
It's good.
Without them,
Yeah,
They
so
were-
the police was on the medium.
They-
but other than that, I don't.
street drag racing.
So medium goals, construction of 12A sewer extension, so. We already had a study done and we actually approved a finishing of that. Complete. So that, I would say that's
In progress.
progress, and then we identified potential funding sources also for that. Project.
Not to muddy the water, but when you were just talking about like the engine brake things. Legally, you can't do anything about
I
that.
know you
Correct.
can. We know that too.
A suggestion.
Yeah, it was just a courtesy to a citizen who raised that concern.
Yeah.
And then I said the pool house renovation, we halfway, I said we made progress there.
Yeah, that one was in the short and the medium.
There's a plan.
I think the medium one, we meant like the full on,
The full
Renovation.
renovation, okay,
and it
so
was the short term one was like the smaller step.
we got the plan,
Yep.
Making progress.
and we have cost estimates in that plan, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so develop opportunities for housing development, our economic development person
Yeah.
has been somewhat successful in helping development occur
Yep,
in that category.
that's true.
There's more things that he's working on in the queue that, yeah, I'd love to bring to the board at a later date.
Mhm.
Well, we have some housing units coming in.
Correct,
Yes.
well, we have the Masonic Temple,
That's,
it's
yeah,
all completed,
and then there's those 20 down at the
Videos
plan.
more.
Santana.
yeah,
And then there's the, we
duplex.
wanna count those, that duplex that they did for Habitat.
that's
Um,
successful.
57 Freight Yard Way is being turned into 6 units.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's very good.
One town, it's like-
I would say triple check on that.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
And triple check on that, yes. Awesome. Anything else in the medium term goals you wanna put up here?
Continue engineering planning for upgrades to Northfield wastewater treatment, we're on path to that.
That's done. They came and gave us a nice report and said we were ready for the next thing.
We just have to start spending money.
Yeah. That is-
Yeah.
I don't know, like, that one's definitely in progress.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I would say,
the conduct study,
Yeah.
the Sort of Falls.
Engineering plan.
How's this?
Engineering.
Second to the bottom.
Upgrade of the sewer.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
You don't think that's complete? The planning, engineering?
No, cause that wasn't the engineering. We haven't done the engineering.
Okay,
We just conducted the study that tells us what we need to do, and then we need to do the engineering for that. Especially the one they told us was the most urgent,
but
Yeah,
the
and then there'll
pipes,
be more, so,
Okay.
so I would say progress then.
yeah, progress for sure.
And we definitely explore possibilities for public-private development. I mean, there's a potential housing development going to,
What's
we're
the,
being park, no, being industrial
West
park.
Hill, West
Yeah,
Hill Drive.
oh, I'm sorry, I thought you said West Hill.
no, what's
Yeah. I was gonna say, what do you know that I don't?
Yeah. Which in that development would connect the municipal park to the falls.
That would be.
Yeah, which then would be a tremendous, another one of our goals is to connect that. And that's always been a roadblock,
Yeah, connector trails from Memorial Park to the falls.
yep.
Yeah. That's been something I looked back was for decades, this community's been wishing.
Well, I remember Richard Wabi 30 years ago trying to get that going.
So apparently, the landowner had stalled out with the previous manager, for that, but I had a meeting this past week with them to talk about moving forward with it.
Excellent.
I'm gonna save us space and just, there's not a ton of the long term, so we'll finish those and then we'll do annual.
There's more paper.
Oh, I'm not for, here's on the blue.
There, oh, yeah.
We can do the long term here, because I wanna come back to it.
Okay.
When I need it up there, I'll have you do it. Thank you though. All right, long-term goals. What do you want to throw up here?
We haven't done anything good.
That's
Not
not true.
true.
Did we put a new furnace in the municipal building yet?
Yeah, I mean, I think the intent when we put these down were like substantial renovation or new town office, not like, we have done a little,
Okay,
some little thing.
Yeah.
But
All
they
right.
belong more in the medium or short.
yeah.
I
Um,
agree with that.
and then like exploring possibilities for a community center, like there was the task force.
We did that,
but-
we explored that, and it didn't go anywhere.
But yeah, when we put it in our long-term goals, I think we meant more like, we're on a path to building a community center.
Okay.
That's not, we haven't done, we're not there.
I would say that's not happening right now.
Yeah.
You were on the committee, John, right?
No, I wasn't.
I was.
Oh, you were there.
I was, and we had several meetings and it just kind of fizzled out.
That's what happens.
I'll give you a statistic to make you feel good. A really robust, well-resourced, meaning money, buy-in, vision, all of the things in place. Takes a good 3 to 5 years for that change management piece to come into place for our project management. So, Mary, if we did these 2 years ago, we haven't gotten there yet, it's good. Doesn't mean that we're not making progress. Let's come back then to your annual goals and activities. So I'm making an assumption here, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but assuming that these are things that you want to do on a reoccurring basis that you feel are important to the board and to the community.
Yes.
Well, we started DEI training and then the fertilizer hit the air conditioning device. And we had lost all, we couldn't do anymore. You may remember that day.
Well, I would phrase it a different way, but our
That
attention,
was my very.
our attentions were diverted for more priority, for other items right then. But I don't think the spirit has left me anyhow.
No, and I think
Clarifying
that,
question on this one. So DEI training, is that for the board specifically, or is this DEI training that we make available to the community?
This was for the board and potentially the other staff and groups within the municipal government.
Mhm.
I just wanted that clarification
Yeah,
on here.
and we did like a virtual DEI training one year.
Oh, and you
But
had
she
Shalini, you had
came here.
Shalini.
Yes.
Shalini came
Shalini
here.
came here.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah, you were here, I think.
I
And
think I skipped that one. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
So we've also,
So
requested go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but you did do one, so we made some
Yes.
progress. Let's put it up.
before there was none.
Before there was none and we had one, not where we wanted to be, but same thing with some of the others, not where
Yeah.
we need it to be yet, but.
So we did have joint meetings with the school board.
Yeah,
The challenge we have is not reciprocity. Cause they have the Williamstown contingent, and so the board just wanted to meet with us.
Yeah.
At our meeting and not at their meeting, because Williamstown would be participating in it.
Yeah.
And they made that, so we have done that, so we will do it again.
Okay.
and the state reps came too.
Yep.
So if you could, may I ask a follow-up question to that, Dave? Have you created a plan in which like that's gonna get on the calendar and get scheduled?
Well, that's a good thing,
No.
probably not.
No.
So how would you suggest we do that?
We can get granular here in a little fit, but like, I just wanted for like clarifying, like,
Yeah,
that's like, an.
I would say I would leave that
priority
to
one.
management to schedule those. I mean, I took it upon myself to
Yeah.
talk to the chairman of their board, and we came up with a convenient time.
So that's a follow-up strategy that would then
Yeah.
support that goal of having a joint school board meeting with you,
I
so.
would say either the manager or the chair at the time would be the, person who
Right.
does it.
That's just what I'm trying to get us to start thinking about is like, these are great, we've put these on here. But I want us to start thinking about like, what are the outcomes we're working towards, like, how do these become measurable? And then how do we build specific strategies and actions that filter into these, that then get at our big bucket themes?
And I,
Because you could take all of these wins and immediately plug them into the original vision pieces that I was asking you to do.
And remember, the Northfield representation on CVRPC, Elroy said that's happening.
That one,
Yeah,
Okay.
Elroy said that's happening.
He's on that board for,
What did you say?
I think, Royal's been on that board for about 4 years.
Yeah,
and I think Tom's the alternate,
Yes.
mhm.
Okay.
so. That one doesn't need to be like, as long as those people are on, it's not really an annual thing.
And there's a very important thing that happened here this last year, and it's not anywhere on here, and I can't figure out how to put it in anywhere. But we had there was a series of collaborative meetings between members of walkability, accessibility, and the conservation board, talking about how to make a plan so that Cheney Field could be protected, and yet there could be access to it, and they did that. They came up with a plan,
Okay.
and,
so we
That
did
was sort
have
of in
that,
the zoning,
so,
and-
but we also, there was something here that
the
struck me.
working groups one.
Yeah,
The
exactly,
working groups caught that one,
Yeah.
okay.
that's what I would say.
what working groups?
That one, support working groups, update, reach out, I think that was to the task forces groups.
Right here, this one, Mary.
Oh,
But
there it is, I
Yeah,
never seen.
Working groups. I don't
Well,
know if we actually put that one on there.
Yeah.
But they actually came up with a plan to.
No, I understand.
Yeah, it
And
was,
we encourage that to happen, you especially.
I did, yeah, I know, but, okay, so, all right. What's RSMS?
So that's the, Tim, what is RSMS?
Road surface management system.
Yeah,
Of course, okay.
I can't wait to hear Tim's, ideas on that. I already know what they are, I know what they are.
Tim, are you the only one who was not present when this happened 2 years ago? Okay, that's just helpful for.
The open meeting law training,
I did,
we've done it, but so that one's like a partial, cause.
But not-
Our intention was that we would offer opportunities for all committees and commissions
Mhm.
to like come and view the open meeting law training together here.
Okay.
And that hasn't happened, but I think at least the select board is compliant with the state laws around open meeting law training and ethics training. So that one's like we got part of the way we need to keep going,
We're compliant, but want to take it further.
partially compliant
Okay.
at least. Cause
Okay.
there's some other committees I don't know, because any, judicial body has to do the ethics training as well.
Your committee. Is your committee, the judicial, right? The DRB?
They are, yeah, I think they're supposed to do the ethics
Mhm.
training. And really, we should be encouraging, I think, all the groups to do the open meeting law training. Because they all have to comply with it.
Well, I think that we were in total
Yeah.
agreement with that.
Yeah.
We've gotta implement.
But so we did partially.
Yeah, so you have 2 on here, that are specific to like training and workforce development, like these should be ongoing workforce goals that
Mhm.
we have for the board and for the rest of municipal staff.
That's a good term, workforce development.
We did,
That might-
there was an updated succession plan, wasn't there? It probably still needs That's like the inventory, like a redo.
You saw that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we saw it,
We saw that?
yes, we saw that.
Okay.
but it may not be complete.
We should definitely talk about that when the manager.
Yeah, when it comes back. Marketing of the town parks, pools and trails, I would say is also partial.
Okay.
Honoring volunteers too, Mary, that one, like, we haven't hit what we wanted to do. with
No,
that.
but Ken was very careful about how, and yeah,
Mhm.
I would say, so we honor volunteers,
we do. We just
And-
don't do it.
but we don't do it to the scale that we would hope to do it.
That's correct.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Mary,
Why?
because I didn't think you agreed.
And we've done some reviewing and updating of municipal
Honor
policies and
some
ordinances.
volunteers.
Okay.
Just not to the scale
Right,
that we intended to.
Right.
Yeah.
and I think there was good argument that the select board can't get too much into the weeds on that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these things, that's one of the things that you have to rethink after you get in it. You go, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have done work on this.
That'll lead me to actually my next point I wanna bring up with all of you. These are incredible. And you have made progress on a lot of different priorities and a lot of different tasks. What have we done as a group and with the community to celebrate and acknowledge where we have made progress?
Town report. That we celebrate in the town report.
Well, Mary's not here to hear this either, but she's actually been doing an excellent job of summarizing progress and identifying problems and summarizing the progress on those problems. It's been very well.
But I would agree wholeheartedly with Lydia. That is our mechanism of communication is the annual report we do. Stating in all departments what their accomplishments were. The chair of the board usually writes a letter, the town manager writes a letter, everybody, that's a
Committees,
summation.
commissions, all.
Yeah, summation of goals that are accomplished and celebration, Now, do we have an event? No, I would say, a big one, but I'm sure there are events that happen. Well, I know there are.
We celebrate at our meetings regularly too, like in the select board comments or something. We
Shout out.
celebrate whenever, like, we've made a major accomplishment, shout out to various people. In the
Oh, yeah.
community.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, just recently, Mary, like you're saying, Mary Smith has already celebrated the disc golf thing. Using the town social
Yeah.
media
Yeah.
to be like, look what we made. Come try it out.
And this is really important, and I didn't bring that up to say like we weren't doing it, I was just genuinely curious, like, what do we do? Because it's really incredibly important for us to continue to build momentum as well as to keeping
Exactly.
community engagement. When folks are aware that like progress is being made, and it can be through the report. I love that you do the shout outs at the town board, love that new town manager is thinking creatively about like how to get this more front and center. I just bring this up as like any opportunity we can to celebrate success and small wins makes a huge lasting impact on the community and culture that we're building.
Oh, the Northfield, did you already say the Northfield News article too, monthly?
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly.
The more we can generate that type of movement too, is gonna directly impact to this like feeling of community, pulling us back to our big themes. That the vibrant welcoming
Yep.
and the ability to feel like we are connected to one another.
So that's a good point. The chair's letter in the Northfield News, I usually get the input of all the board members on what they'd like to see in that monthly letter, and I try to be a very positive, very forward-thinking opportunity in that, So,
Appreciate the strength-based approach there, yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Mary.
No, are we still doing wins?
If we have wins that we haven't identified here, yes, we can put stuff.
No, I was thinking about something that we've been meaning to do for quite a long time, and it always comes up during negotiations that we intend to do this, and then we don't, which is that we were going to try to celebrate, have better relations, have an event with staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, to celebrate.
Yeah,
I think
just in appreciation,
Mhm.
I'm wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Yep.
and we keep saying, we sat in negotiations together, you and I, and we keep saying, oh, we're gonna do that, and then we don't get there.
Everybody has a lot on their plate.
That's true, and also we have just been through a year of.
Yeah.
Challenges.
a lot of challenges.
Which is why, like,
we
I
were
feel
just
like
keeping our
theme for
noses
this
above
year,
water.
if we had a theme for our coming year, is kind of, to me, like a rebuilding,
Yeah.
like a focusing on the basics. And like, I know you brought up
Rebuilding
how, like, I was thinking about it with the roads, like, instead of like thinking about big projects, like thinking about maintenance, like get back to the basics of having functioning policies and procedures, having celebrations, like our annual goals, like those sort of
Very, like, we
very,
have a really clear vision, we have some really clear actions and strategies.
yeah,
And not everything is a priority.
yes.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily the big stuff, it's little stuff.
Yeah, like a year to get caught up.
Yeah.
I don't like
And
the
that is
term
okay.
rebuilding. I
Yeah,
like the term strengthening.
there we go. I'm happy with that, like a year.
You know,
to, like,
cause rebuilding
strengthen
says we gotta knock it all down and rebuild.
Yeah, I don't mean
Or
that.
that it was, well, it's been.
Yeah. I'd rather
But there's a lot
be
of
more
change.
positive about
There's a lot
that,
of fresh-
strengthen.
Yeah.
Strengthen, I
What do you think, Tim?
Great.
I like that a lot.
I guess that when I like think about it in a project base, like instead of like our big pie in the sky, like the community center, like focusing on these sort of annual type things that we've talked about, like very and sort of internally based things, like getting our policies and our ordinances up to date and finishing projects we've already started and
Can I ask you, Lydia, when you think about the community center, like when we talk about the community center, if you could even like back that up,
yeah,
like what does the community center mean?
yeah.
What does that mean for you?
Well, I think there was a lot of conversation about that, and differences of opinions about what that meant, because some people were like, well, we have the community room, that's a community center. Some people are picturing more like a rec center that's like large with basketball courts and things like that. So I think there was a lot of, they inventoried spaces that were already public to see like, what do we actually have and what are we missing? And I'm not sure really, I don't have a clear idea of what we feel like we're missing, but I'm guessing it's a larger, accessible space that like it could hold more people and be used for more types of activities than this space. But
So what I'm trying to get at is like, what outcome is the
Yeah.
community center addressing? Like what need
yeah,
in our community is it addressing?
well, like the
Yeah.
walkability group said, they could only host their event at Plum Lake because it was the only large accessible space in the town.
Right.
And then that wasn't very available because it's used so much. So that was sort of the gap of like a space like that you can host a larger group of the community in, but that's
Well,
also.
I would ask Mary,
Mhm.
why did that group lose steam?
What, the community, because there was contention around what to do.
Mhm.
Okay,
That when it became hot. Yeah, there was contention about, some people wanted to have a gymnasium and, other, and then we ran into how much money that would cost.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Scary.
that just kind of put the end to that.
And that's where I'm trying to get us to think about, like, what was the need or the gap that, like, having a community center was, like, needed to be addressed? Because we do have access, through Norwich to potentially have Plumley, but like scheduling might have been really busy, but like, were there other ways in which we could potentially solve that solution without investing in a big infrastructure?
right.
That still gets at, like, we're looking for a place to people to feel to gather and feel connected, doing various activities.
Right, and so they had the idea of like a virtual community center, so it was like inventorying all the spaces that are already available and having a community calendar that kind of advertises to people what all is happening already.
So what I'm hearing from you is really, there's actually more of a need for folks to be able to have some type of hub in the center that they can feel connected to.
Well, there was a goal here somewhere. It was about, social infrastructure and recreation. That was that.
And if we're not ready for a community center, there are things that we can do.
Yeah,
That will
absolutely.
help identify those needs. And so that's where I'm just trying to get us to be thinking about, when we think about these goals, it's really easy for us to get very pigeonholed into some of these very narrow scope things like, oh, we need a community center. We need a community center, or do we need a place in which we can address the specific?
But even if we had that virtual community center, that still didn't address the needs that kids, youth have, which is they need places to play basketball, to dance, and
There were a lot of different needs we were looking to address. But
that just got really expensive, you know?
Mhm.
And we're not the only community that has problems like that. I mean, Burlington has had a community center with and that was Memorial Hall, remember? That's been condemned
Yeah.
and they have nothing else.
All right, I really should have wrote down what we were supposed to talk about when the town manager was in the room, and I didn't, so somebody
The
else remember what
succession
that was.
plan, succession planning,
Okay,
the tickler file. Although
I'd
that's
rather,
not
I'd like to
something
rename that
I know.
file if we're going to continue that.
I
Would
know.
you agree with that, Elroy?
Yes.
Let's not call it the tickler file. I was gonna rely on the manager to come up with a better terminology, because I think the manager has plans to
Yes.
do that. She has told me that in recent conversations.
okay, to bring you up to speed, we talked about ways in which we need to be intentional, and naming out how we are celebrating our small wins, and then we also added to our annual list, having some type of annual celebration.
I like that.
Well, celebration and appreciation, it was,
Yeah,
the one we talk about is appreciation.
With staff.
For our
Yeah, for
staff.
staff, yeah.
So Public Service Recognition Week, it was the first week I was here, and so it was not something that I was prepared to do for staff. But going forward is something that I would like to possibly do a kind of like
Well, tell us what week that is, third week in May or something?
first week in May.
First week in May?
Okay.
So just put a mental note that we should discuss that if we need to beef up any budgetary needs for that type of an event when we do our budget. I think you'll see support to do that.
We could do a lot of things for a couple $100.
I know.
Well, they
Yeah.
put Berlin.
Not really much anything, but we do stuff periodically throughout the year. And we do Christmas parties, we do. And we've cooked breakfast for everybody in the office before.
That's good, team
Done
building.
something like
items.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
It
thinking
kind of
about-
turns into a,
Cooking them chicken or ribs or.
Yeah.
we do like, every once in a while, we do a summer cookout with just the office help and the highway crew and the water and sewer department.
I think it's a real strong skill set for your new manager too, to put something together like that. I would love for us to just take a quick break and for folks to stretch, get something to eat. What I would love to do while you were doing that, I'm gonna try to draft using some of the language that you have, kind of like a vision statement. That you can take and refine. It's not something we have to like wordsmith today. But something that when we're thinking about these goals, always reminds us like, this is what we're trying to aim. That sound fair? Okay. Get some food. We'll-
Not what. You got maple chicken wings.
Neat.
Sharon it.
You're more than welcome to join us, have pizza and wings if you want.
You don't have any pizza that I can eat.
No. Okay.
I'm gluten intolerant, I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, I've gotten something for me and Larry. That's why I had time.
Good.
Have a good night. Judy.
Hey, you too.
Yeah, right.
And what is this, people ranch sauce?
Ranch.
I thank you for the pizza, town of Northfield and Mary.
Yes.
Dave, it always makes my day when I run into your wife. It's so nice. I like,
Today,
I didn't see her today, but like. I bump into her in like funny little
oh, that,
corners in the halls and it's nice to see her.
oh, that's good, very nice.
Melinda Davis, if you are listening, I know I owe you an email back and I checked up on things today. I'll tell somebody to tell you too.
Oh, yep, she's listening.
Yeah.
They all went to the bathroom.
Yeah. No, but she squiggled.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing on chat, so.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to more acknowledge things. I haven't been able to keep up as much with email in the last 2 days, but tomorrow's a good day for that.
Aren't you having anything?
I'm having dinner at home, we're having a guest over, so I have to say my appetite.
You can have like 1 or 2 chicken wings.
No, I'm good.
Appetizer.
We're actually having chicken kebabs tonight.
Yeah.
Are you cooking out?
It's such a beautiful day today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, spectacular.
Yeah. We've been having some.
Good job on the weather.
And tomorrow
Really
too is supposed
gorgeous.
to be very good, warmer.
I get to go through a walkthrough for the tank and Cheney Field and it looks good. So there was existing knotweed up
There
there.
was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know, which complicates
Right,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's something that I was gonna bring up to the committee and possibly doing remediation through that committee.
Yeah, I have a feeling like the reality, it might be more about controlling the spread.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd love to dream about it being gone, but
yeah.
Is it a
So-
large area? Sorry.
I'd say it's a pretty significant area. And then where it's been disturbed, it's coming and it got spread is the thing, which it's
We
hard not
talked
to
about
spread it.
that.
Yeah.
I thought
So,
we were digging a
Coming up.
hole and putting it all inside that hole.
Well, that's what I had wanted. I was like, couldn't we like
That doesn't-
address it? It doesn't, yeah. It's really hard.
The roots
with
go
it.
25 feet at minimum.
I swear I picked a piece of knotweed out of Ann Donahue's house. I swear it came from the falls. I really did. I think it went under the river and everything to get there. Cause it was just odd. It was like not next to anything.
You just give up whenever.
It kind of can, like, it's just,
And Ann.
I got it
didn't
at
know
my
it was.
house in the woods, like,
Yeah.
there's no run, the birds spread it, they eat the seeds, they
Yeah.
move the seeds around.
mean,
Animals walk through it. to get the
Intensive
seed on it.
mowing.
Mowing is about the only
thing that,
keeps it contained, cause it will, like,
No.
if you mow it and mow it and mow it and mow it.
Mhm.
It'll eventually go away,
Yeah.
but.
My entire backyard was knotweed when I bought the house 30 years ago. I cut it down, put heavy plastic over it and put forget mulch over it and let it sit for like 5 years and it killed it.
But, yeah, that's a lot of.
Yeah.
There is some homemade recipes that will get rid of it. It's not exactly environmentally.
I was
Right,
just
which
about
is
to say
like-
that.
Maybe, we do not want that at Chino
Well,
Field.
no,
Yeah,
Or
but
I
there's stuff, I know they did treatments in Dog River Park. And like anything that you could do right there by the river, like.
Yeah. Would, yeah,
It's
So a
targeted.
former colleague of mine at Stone Mountain Resort sort of heads up the Mad River Valley battle on
Mm.
knotweed.
They've been very,
And he's the one that developed that plan and, they've been pretty good.
Mhm.
supposedly it's like asparagus
yeah, people say it's delicious if you eat it when it's tiny.
when it's just coming up in the spring.
I tried to eat it, it's like mud.
what are we eating that time?
Knotweed.
Not waste. Oh.
But the problem with it is even the dead dried stems
Yeah.
will regenerate and
Mhm.
grow.
Yeah.
We have to put them in the
Fucking
trash.
hard to deal with.
Yeah. Drawing a blank on what the like Greek like monster is where you cut the hydra. When you
Mm.
cut one head, it like
Yeah.
grows
Mhm.
back 2 or 3 times more.
Yeah.
I think that the reason why I was unsuccessful is that I think you have to get that stuff really young.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be more than this tall.
Yeah,
Have you ever tried
to
it?
eat it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's supposed to be very,
very,
young.
and it's very,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I haven't like done a lot of research on eating it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like 6 inches, just the height
Yeah.
of regular asparagus.
It's like fiddleheads. I've always wanted more fiddleheads, but I never get motivated to go harvest them in our backyard.
what you want. I have,
They're very
This
good.
lady is a great fiddlehead expert.
yeah,
I'm
I
not sure
went
she
out
realizes
three
that
times
that's
this
where I
year.
got mine from.
I brought some for Mary, she
Right.
likes them.
I want
Yeah.
sauteed butter.
Yeah.
You could take rubber bands and saute them in
There's
butter and you'd
huge
like that
amount of-
just as well.
Yeah, so fun.
Outside leeks or
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Just about everything, and garlic,
leeks and
Yeah, that-
backstrap.
that's a good
Oh.
move.
Anything in backstraps, really.
It's another thing. Yeah, you can put rubber bands into that too. It tastes great. Thank you for that, Mary.
I had snails once, they were very good, but like, they were in garlic and butter, it's like, really, what's not good in garlic and butter?
They're good, dry.
Rubber bands?
No, snails.
Which he means rubber bands, because that's essentially what they are.
Fried
How
snail.
about,
That makes sense.
do you like octopus,
Mhm,
calamari?
yeah.
I'm gonna grab some.
And how do you eat that?
And then we can get going.
With a fork?
You eat it raw, you eat it fried, you eat it sauteed,
Yeah,
all of the above.
I don't think I've ever had it raw. How would I know? No, I don't think so.
You would know, you would definitely know.
No, I don't think so.
Talk about rubber band
Yeah.
times 10.
I had that. Listen, I live in Louisiana. I ate everything. Then you eat first. So. Some things, I draw the line at me fixing them. You know, like I'll eat alligator, but you fix it.
There used to be a game dinner in Bradford I used to
Yeah,
go to.
they're going to that.
It was unbelievable.
I
And then
bet,
that went away for a little bit. Now I hear it's back again.
We do one every year in Waterbury,
You do.
the
And what do you,
WTF organization that I'm part of.
what is it?
NWTF, National Wildlife, we do it as like a fundraiser. We do it at the
Well, that's
Waterbury.
what the Bradford did.
We did it at the Waterbury Fire Department on Main Street.
They had like 3 or 4 sittings in Bradford.
Yeah.
well, I expect you'll be telling us when this
I
happens.
will.
Yeah, so, interesting. So what do they serve?
Just about anything for
Yeah.
the most part.
Alligator?
No, hard, cause it's mainly what we supply.
Got it.
So it's whatever we can get our hands on.
Yeah, so bear and
Moose,
Squirrel.
bobcat. I don't think they said any squirrel. We did pigeons one year. That's actually surprisingly very good.
It is.
It's called squat.
Yeah, Bob,
like
yeah,
at a fancy restaurant.
yeah, beaver, raccoon.
Yep.
I have a really good recipe for beaver meatballs.
I actually saw, I follow a guy, they do a lot of trapping over in the Connecticut Valley. They just had some the other day, he posted a picture of, they had some beaver back straps or whatever.
And we're back to the back straps.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, on that lovely note, all right, I tried to take back from your like vision statements and throw it into one long sentence. And so you can take this and you can wordsmith it, like you can play with it. But I just wanted to try to capture essentially what you were all trying to work towards. So Northfield is a vibrant, welcoming, and connected community that balances small town character. I think someone said charm, but I replaced it with character. With opportunities for housing, recreation, economic vitality, and effective infrastructures. Which kind of gets at the like public safety, effective government, like our actual infrastructures as well here, kind of all lumped into one. So if we were to think about this is the vision we're working towards, I want you to then think about the goals that you created, the wins that we have. And this is where I would challenge you to think about what are your 4 to 6 biggest priorities for us to accomplish this?
With in any time frame at all.
Yeah, you can think about in any time frame at all. What are your 4 to 6 priorities? And they can be within your wins that are still in progress
I
here.
would say continued economic development. And that is a broad, it could be housing, it could be business development, it could be.
Sure, how broad are we going? Like, cause I'm thinking like infrastructure
Yeah.
updates, that might be like bridges, sewer facility, sidewalks.
I'd rather
Like-
go bigger rather than project based,
Okay,
because you can
So-
always go smaller. there.
infrastructure, maintenance and updates, or
Yeah.
some of it's new.
What about an infrastructure like plan?
To
Yeah.
build to build an actual infrastructure plan.
Yes.
Yes. Have its own thing.
Yes.
Like your goal could be to create an infrastructure plan
Yeah.
that allows you to get more granular.
We
Yeah.
just did that.
Yeah,
Did you?
because the only way we're gonna get to the spot where we actually have money to do the things is like
Oh, that's,
knowing what they all are,
That's where that all
prioritizing
came
them.
And prioritize.
Then,
But having the big thing up here is gonna help you.
yeah,
And
I
really
really
realize-
realize some of it already, like the sewer
Oh.
plant is not optional.
gives you,
Okay.
gives you a dollar figure each year. Like we went through, they hired a consulting firm that came in, did an evaluation of everything, road base. I mean, on my side of things, gravel road, paved roads, some culvert inventory. And it gave you a projected, it goes 5 years, but after you go through the first year. You do a reassessment and it starts back at one goes, and then you make another 50-year. And it gives you a dollar figure to throw on a budgetary
Mhm.
configuration, so you know, like, this is what we need this year to pave X amount of feet of road, to re-gravel X amount of feet of road, which roads would be paved, which roads would be re-gravelled, like we did, and then,
Well,
I mean, we
that's
did
what
a,
we desperate.
4 of us, 4 different parties can't be together separately. Go do an evaluation and you grade, I think it was a 1 to 5 grading scale. I mean, that road, this road, what it scored, and then went through. And then like, they were priority based, you know what I mean, if they scored poorly, those were the first ones to get gravel. And like, same thing with pavement, this road's in poor condition, so this one gets moved to the top of the list, instead of just picking out of a hat. But the biggest the biggest thing I saw out of it was it gives you a dollar figure each year to know what you're shooting for, and it projects out 5 years, so you know.
And let's bottom line it, and Katie, this is where we have the ability to get things done, is prioritizing the money
Mhm.
and identifying funding sources to get it done. I mean, that's our biggest job, I think, other than safety.
So having that laid out would be really helpful for you.
Does housing belong with economic development or in its own?
I would say housing belongs in economic development.
Opportunities.
I mean, that's where it's been worked on currently.
Didn't know if we needed it in a separate one or if we could just add it to that one. And then the other one, I don't know what to call it, but a lot of the things I have here are like operational, like updating policies. The things
Yes,
that are on
those
our
are
annual,
operations.
like that is really high for me as a priority.
Yeah, and that training stuff too.
Getting our machine, running
So-
effectively.
Training can be under your operations.
Yeah,
Unit, as well as
absolutely.
workforce support can,
Oh, yeah,
and development can be under operations, so.
Yeah.
Having, and I'm even gonna call it an operations plan, because that's really what. we're
Yeah.
looking at.
An operations plan, was there a thing called infrastructure? There it is.
Yeah, infrastructure plan, an operations plan, and a continued economic development. Sorry, my shorthand's super bad and my handwriting's bad. Should have had Mary scribe.
No, it's okay. I can read it.
Supporting our public safety department
Okay.
or investing in them or.
Well. Yeah, we're gonna talk about, well, public safety in the bigger sense.
That's
like
what I was, yeah.
EMS.
Yeah, I was
In the
saying, what's that?
department.
Yeah, exactly.
Public, so you want public safety as its own priority here to build out on. Rather than in infrastructure.
I don't know, it says vibrant. You had vibrant up there and you can't have vibrant without safety.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm
Yeah,
not pushing back. I'm asking for clarity, like, to help you all try to find clarity.
I feel it should be,
Its own
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
The public safety.
yes.
there's not very many people volunteering anymore. for
Yeah, so we're including
services.
fire,
Fire,
EMS,
EMS, and
police,
police.
and I don't know if there's even more than that we would consider public safety, but.
Honestly,
Usually-
what I
Walkability
put in
Three.
there too, volunteer driving, particularly for those who can't
Yeah,
drive, like that
there's
is,
other.
that don't fall under Medicaid, but like that in its own self is a safety and vitality.
I don't know what's happening to our school and what our role is in that, but that's been on my mind. too.
well, yeah, I noticed there was nothing about education, but it's not our bailiwick,
No, but
except for our relationship with Norwich.
if our school were to close.
Oh, absolutely.
It would very much then become
We would,
us probably, that would then,
and we would be the
That would
bedroom
what?
community.
well, usually towns end up taking ownership over the facility if the facility closes.
yeah.
Like, that's on the table as a
Well,
possibility.
then we get our
Not-
community
Not,
center.
cause like Peachum,
And
I don't know if you guys. are
Roxbury
aware,
bought
but
theirs for
Peachum,
$1.
yeah, Peachum just bought theirs for $1 because they're worried about, because technically the school belongs to the school district and the building is their property.
But in
Along with the land that it's on and adjacent to.
Yes, I saw that, yes. Maybe that is something.
So do you think that's imminent?
I think something is gonna be happening.
Yeah, they just put out that thing
Yeah.
last month about their 3 projected,
Ideas.
3
where
scenarios.
they're going.
Yep. And they're merged with a larger district. Everybody go to one, either Williamstown or Northfield. Or keep I don't know how many schools they'd keep, and we did school choice and close our
It
high
was
school.
8 through 8 and then school choice after that, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
And what did you just say at the end? And close?
Close our high schools, Williamstown and Northfield.
I think they're
And-
still gonna use the same facilities, they were just gonna.
Right, so they may,
Space, it would just be K through 8 there instead of K through 12.
So what would like I said, we don't have we don't have a dog in the fight, but what would our role be in that?
I don't know, that's why I wasn't sure where it should fall, but when we're talking about vibrant, welcoming community, like, if we lose our school. It's gonna have a significant impact on everything else that we have there
I agree.
too. And it feels like we should. involve ourselves
Maybe you're right,
somehow. Yeah, exactly. Even if it's just to be listening.
Well, two of the three scenarios do not involve loss of school. There's gonna always be an elementary school and a junior high school or a middle
Right.
school. They'll always, that, in two of those three scenarios. The first one, which was.
Well, I think
Well, some
all
of them
have-
are closing either Northfield or Williamstown.
Yeah, so we'd have one or the other.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What were you gonna say?
Is there a role to play in community support here? Even if it, like, so what I just heard from you, Lydia, is even if it's like listening for folks. So if you're to back that up, like, what does that kind of falls under the, like, vitality piece and the vibrant piece around, like, we're providing like a connected community.
Yeah.
And while there might not be a very tangible task to do with that, but that is a priority to create these spaces for us. And that's not the only thing that's gonna fall under community support.
Yeah.
But other than like, what would you call that, other than community support? That you feel like other priorities would really fit into right now?
Well, like supporting some of the citizen groups might fall into whatever we're in this category, or
Yeah.
like relations with the senior center or the historical society or.
The recreation pieces for like the.
The
opportunity for
dynamos,
youth
like
and-
the.
Community connections.
Yeah. So community connection being a priority.
And that would be an overarching,
Like, how do we interface and with those groups or work with them or at least listen to them?
but I think our goal is overarching, and then we would act individually on each group, depending on
Right.
what the appropriate participation is.
Right.
Were we happy with community connection or do we want to call it, like, we can wordsmith all day, but
Yeah,
like, where do you want?
for now, that works.
Community connection? Now, I want to recognize, like,
The goal of this is not to say everything that we need, but like really what are the big priorities that we're dealing with? And so I want to call out that you have 5 here, which 5 is like. 5 is a really fantastic priority, especially since 2 of these involve creating like an actual strategic plan for these priorities. So continued economic development, infrastructure plan, an operations plan, public safety, and community connection. And just looking at these, I could 100% go back to your wins and plug those into each one of these categories, right? Would you agree with most of that?
Yeah.
Without making everything feel like we have to do like this whole thing all of the time and trying to get at our vision. So I don't think the goal of today is necessarily to get to the specific goal pieces, but what I'd love to do is provide you with like some tools and or I can follow up with resources on like how do you move this forward to get down to that granular piece so we can start making progress. Most strategic plans are built in
Right.
2 hours. Just want to make sure that like the expectations for our time together is managed well. But do you feel like there's anything that's missing from here that we really need to call out as a priority? Or do we feel like this is comfortable?
I'd say that's pretty strong. And it encompasses, I would say 90% of what we're trying to do.
I'm looking at my list of specific granular stuff and it all fits in one of those categories or another.
Okay. So I'd love for us to think about outcomes. So if we're thinking about, let's think about continued economic development. I heard housing as being like one of the big ones. Like the outcome we want is like this late in the day, my brain's starting to think of like.
Increase the grand list.
Yeah, increasing housing opportunities while maintaining like our small town community character
Yes.
that like.
I would say that's important.
Like that's an outcome that we are working towards, and there's things that like that are happening that would fit into that outcome.
Yes.
And specific strategies and goals that would fall underneath that. So like, that would be like the next step for here. It's like, that's the priority, like housing falls under this. This is where we start to get like a little bit more granular and granular and granular. For
Yeah.
infrastructure plan, Tim, I think you just outlined that really well, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse.
I would love the name of the consulting firm that they went with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Operations plan, which I feel like houses a lot of like miscellaneous, which that's kind of the nature of operations, but hearing that there really needs to be some measurements and like step forwards on having a process and protocol in place for reviewing and updating policies.
And accountability,
Yes, and that's what creating these goals
yeah.
like will do. What I can do is offer like, for Mary, I can send you like how to do the specific SMART goals on how do we take this to the granular, and we can work through these over whatever time frame that you all have.
Okay.
That would be like my recommendation for moving forward with all of these. And those would be like the most important actions, I think, towards moving us towards having like a strategic plan for the next 5 years. And within that, you can identify which one of these are low hanging fruit, the things we can accomplish in the next 14 months.
Should that be one of our priorities, strategic plan?
I think this is your strategic plan.
Okay.
Tricked you, Dave. You just built a strategic plan with me.
There you go. BPP.
We built you a vision and identified your big priority areas. And this is where the work needs to happen to get more granular, to build in the specific actions and strategies and how we're going to measure and hold ourselves accountable and committed to these.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think we have a very engaged board that is very wants action.
Yeah.
And we're
It
very
should be
frustrated
granular.
at times.
One of my recommendations might even be like putting this on the agenda for like even just 5-10 minutes for meetings, if you can build in that time to keep building out your strategic plan. Or to even just build in an extra time for you to do like another strategic planning event.
Yeah.
If that's of interest.
I was just gonna ask, can we
I
plan
think we should.
something
I think we
so
should.
that, cause it's really hard often to get stuff on our agendas, like a little 5-minute thing that sounds manageable, but to go further with this, I feel like we need a.
Yeah, because this is totally different than I thought was gonna happen, but I think this is very beneficial. Now getting to Katie's point of getting granular. Cause I know everyone's got their lists. And so we should do it again.
I would love to give you kind of like a framework to help you do this. Like I can even take what you've already had, what we put in here, and give you just something to react to. So you're not trying to build this from that granular piece from scratch. I can
Yeah.
kind of give you a roadmap on how to get
Don't
there.
reinvent the wheel when it's already invented.
No, so that way you have something prepared to come for the next.
That would
5
be
years.
great. And then we just select the date and do it
Yeah.
sooner than better, you know.
Yeah,
sooner-
well,
But they have to keep it measurable and everything, cause that was the problem we had here, is none of this was measurable.
A lot of those are
Not
project
but-
task-based or just statements, but they don't really outline like, what are we committing
Yeah,
ourselves
missing
to?
link.
How are we going to do this? How does this fit into a bigger priority and strategic plan?
Yeah.
But you all did a lot of, I just gotta tell you, I do this a lot with a lot of other like, leadership teams, and even just getting this far is like pulling teeth, so you all did great.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we definitely need another meeting
Yeah, I think so too.
Just like this,
to go over
a
it.
couple hours.
Yep.
And I know summer is coming fast approaching and all our schedules get screwed up. Do you
Well,
think-
let's pick a date right
Yeah,
now.
that's what I was gonna suggest.
Yeah,
Let's do
do
it
you
right
wanna do
now.
in like 2 weeks, try to look at 2 weeks and what that week looks like?
What's 2 weeks out?
Well, 2 weeks out is the 17th of June.
I said, they won't commit you to it. Okay.
June 17th, just 2 weeks out.
I'm going to a soccer game.
Sorry, cancel it.
Wait, no, it's not that
My
night.
employees
Never
say,
mind.
"I'm going
It's the
here." I said,
16th.
"Then
I can
I-
do the 17th, I think.
The 17th, I have the Riverwalk meeting. But that starts at 6, so I don't know. We've only been at this an hour and a half. Do you know
Yeah, I
how
feel like
long
it's
our
probably
meetings
longer
usually
than
are?
this. We're used to like,
4 hours.
yeah.
Do you want me to stay here for another couple hours with you, Mary?
What
Which
did you
Mary
know,
is-
did you notice that Mary, the manager, wanted a definite stop time today?
Oh, yeah, she did, didn't she?
Oh, so,
Okay.
but in the past, we started early too. We started,
Thursday never works
I
for
think
you.
we started at
Yeah,
noon
Thursdays
time,
are out for me.
or 11 o'clock we started.
Unless you wanna start at 8 p.m.
No,
And
Hell
I
no.
do not.
Heck, no.
Yeah.
How about the 16th then? Tuesday?
That's the day, that's the actual soccer game.
Oh, that's it, okay.
So
So
green.
the 17th,
I'm available at 17,
Yeah,
I can do the
17th
7th.
I have to leave at 6.
okay?
Okay,
What about the 24th?
Can we start at 4?
we have a meeting on the 23rd. Do you wanna do back to back?
Not
Yeah,
really.
If you
exactly.
did the 17th, start at 4,
Yeah,
Yeah,
give you a little bit of
Otherwise,
buffer
we're like.
between now and then.
yeah.
yeah,
Does 4 work for you?
Is it difficult?
okay. Let's do 4 o'clock
4
on the
o'clock,
17th.
17th,
Strategic planning,
very good.
June 17th, 4 p.m. Okay.
Well, I just want to say thank you all for participating in this, and I think
Thank
that
you.
it's a really big move in the right direction, I think.
Well, I like the approach because we've started it and now you're fine tuning it.
Yep.
So. And it's not like we're not doing things, we are.
No, I'm gonna come back to something you said earlier, Dave, is that like we're strengthening it. We're not rebuilding. This is not
Right.
necessarily.
Right.
We're
I like that.
organizing it, we're strengthening it. We're gonna find better ways to hold ourselves accountable and really define how we make progress towards this outcome. And again, feel free to play with all of this. I'll take pictures and I can type it all up for you, Mary.
You're awesome. Thank you. With that, would you like a motion to adjourn, or do you need a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, we probably
Yeah.
need to allow at least a moment of opportunity for
Yes.
the public.
Exactly.
Yeah. Probably.
Is
good.
there anybody that's online that would like to be recognized for input or just comments? Okay,
There's nothing in the chat, is there?
No.
all right, hearing none, any further discussion amongst the board? Hearing none, I will look for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all those in favor of adjournment say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. Thank you very much, Katie.
Mary, are we gonna start using?
Yes, I do need to talk to Ken about that, but yeah, I think that it's
So Dave highly recommend these for you, like,